at the door while we listened to final announcements and prayers. As soon as the door opened to leave, Riley raced outside to look for Colin and to tell him all about the magic tricks that he saw today, and to see if he had any explanation on how this eighth grader did them. I can't tell you that, the older brother said. It would ruin the magic of it. Riley, a little disappointed his brother would not tell him, began looking for his grandma, and then spotted her. She was standing by the end of the sidewalk with a big smile on her face, her short brownish blonde hair being ruffled in the wind. Riley ran up to the car and gave her a huge hug and a kiss, took her hand, and let her lead him back to the car. Colin and Riley got into the car where they found Christian already all buckled up in his booster seat. Their grandmother got into the car and asked, "How were all my grandson's days today?" Riley immediately got all excited and began telling her about the magic show he had seen and how he wants to learn how to do magic. His grandmother responded by saying, "I think I know what I'm going to get you for your birthday. A magic kit, so you can learn everything you can about magic, because you seem so excited about it." As the car drove back to Grandma's, Riley sat there staring out the window, watching the world fly by, thinking about all the cool magic tricks he was going to learn. The car pulled up in front of Grandma's, a quaint one-floored tan brick house located in the small town of Brown Deer, Wisconsin. Colin and Riley got out of the car while their grandmother unbuckled Christian. Once they all got inside, they sat down at the kitchen table to start their homework, which thankfully was not too much. "How would you boys like some mac and cheese?" the grandmother asked. All three boys screamed out, "Yes," at the same time, because they knew that her mac and cheese was the best in the world, and were convinced that no other grandmothers could compare. Once we finished our homework, Colin went into the other room to watch TV, but Grandmother came over to Riley and Christian and said, "How would you boys like to play with the pots and pans?" Christian and Riley both looked at each other, puzzled why she would even ask them this, because obviously they want to. The boys got up, ran over to the cupboard, and grabbed as many pots and pans as possible and set them up around them. They each then grabbed 2 wooden spoons and began beating them as if they were drummers in a rock and roll band. Once the boys had finished rocking out in the kitchen, they went upstairs and joined their brother in the other room watching TV and playing with the thousands of Lego pieces Grandma had stored up for them over the years. "Marge," came a deep booming voice from the kitchen. "I'm home." All three boys looked at each other with smiles, for they knew Grandpa was home. They raced over to see a big 6-foot-tall man with a full head of gray hair combed over to the side, with a giant smile on his face, his arms wide open ready for hugs and kisses from his 3 grandsons. "I bought all 3 of you a treat," he said as he pulled out a big brown paper bag, which the boys all knew was filled with the greatest frozen treat in the world, frozen vanilla custard from a place called Copp's Frozen Custard Stand. "Thank you, Grandpa," all 3 boys chirped as they each grabbed bowls and spoons and sat down to enjoy their delicious treat. Not soon after, around 7 o'clock, a knock came at the door. The grandmother opened it to find the boy's father standing there after a long day of work, ready to pick them up. All 3 boys ran over and gave their father a hug and a kiss, for they had missed him so much. The boys grabbed their things, said goodbye to Grandma and Grandpa, and headed out for the car. Riley opened the door to the white Chevy Blazer and got in, letting the comfortable scent of coffee and leather fill his nose. His father got into the car, clearly tired from a long day at work, and said, "We better hurry home quick before your mother gets mad. Dinner is all ready." He started the car, and the 3 boys and their father drove off into the night. Not soon after, the car pulled up to a home. The boys got out, ran inside, thankful to be back after a long day. They walk in to find the table set, with food all out, ready for another family dinner in the Bates household. Christian, the youngest, was about to dig into his food when their mother said, "Wait, wait, wait. You know that we still have to say grace and thank the Lord for all that He has given us." The boys obediently went along with what their mother said and bowed their heads and listened to prayer. While the boys did not know it now, they will soon realize that not every family gets to have a family dinner like this every single night, and that they truly should be thankful for all that their mother and father had provided them with. After dinner, the entire family went over to watch the news. Riley, however, was rather tired, so he went upstairs to get ready for bed. He took a quick shower, put his Power Ranger pajamas on, and hopped into bed. He leaned over to his nightstand and grabbed his favorite picture book. Although most kids in his grade had trouble with reading, it was Riley's favorite thing to do, so he could easily read the words in all the picture books. He loved coming home after a long, hard day at school, lay in bed, and just read. It was the most relaxing thing he knew how to do. Riley's eyes began to droop, so he laid the book on the nightstand and leaned over to shut off the light. He lay in the darkness thinking about all that had happened during the day, thankful for the life that he has.